So now let's learn how to play the melody of section A of Uke Got Rhythm. To do this, as well as section B of the melody, we want to use a new technique. Now, I know this is a strumming course, but we got to learn a little bit of picking. So we're going to learn how to do what I call thumb picking. What we'll do is take our strumming hand, and we're going to cusp the bottom of the ukulele in this sort of area with our fingers. Depending on your hand size, as well as what size ukulele you're playing, you're going to cusp this a little bit differently. But what I like to do is put my pinky right in this divot here, put my ring finger just to the side of it, my middle finger right up here, and my index finger is not actually going to be really touching anything, but just kind of out of the way. This allows me to actually hold up the ukulele pretty well. Now my thumb is going to remain completely straight, making sure that it doesn't bend like this at all, but always straight out. And we're going to put it about a 45-degree angle to the strings, and that will allow me to play each string individually. So let's say that you're trying to play one string individually. There's a trick we use to help facilitate this. What it is we take our thumb, we play a string. Let's say we want to play the C string 3 times in a row. Play the C string, and you see how my thumb actually hits the E string and stops at that point. That helps give me a point of reference to make sure that when I'm playing it, I don't go too far and accidentally strike a second string. So if we play that C string 3 times, like I just said, it would look something like this. Notice how each time I go into the E string, again to give me a sense of where I am, so I don't accidentally play a string I didn't want to. Now that we know this technique, we're going to be applying that for all of the notes that we play within this melody. Let's go ahead and dive right in. The first 2 bars sound something like this when played nice and slow. Now to play this, we're going to start by placing our pinky finger on our fretting hand all the way at the 8th fret of the A string. We're then going to take our index finger, place it on the 5th fret of the C string. We then play the A string again, and the C string again. So it helps to leave the fingers there as we're playing it. We're then going to go all the way to the open C. So we just take away our hand, play the open C string. We then play it on the 2nd fret with our middle finger, followed by the open E string, followed by the 1st fret on the E with our index finger, then the 3rd fret on the E with our ring finger. At this point, we're going to then play that note and do something called a bend. Come back down. The way that we do the bend is we take our 3rd fret on the E string with our ring finger, and then we take our middle finger and place it on the 2nd fret of the E string, and we even take our index finger and place it on the 1st fret. This one's the only one making the sound, but after we play it, we're going to push upward with all 3 fingers to raise the string, creating a bend. Then we lower it back down. So using all 3 fingers, we can help facilitate the bend really nicely. We then will strip away our middle and ring fingers, and now leave just the index finger on the 1st fret. Now when we play all of this together, it sounds something like this. Now the second group of measures here are kind of cool because it starts off exactly the same. We're still going to start with our pinky up here at 8, and our index finger down here at 5. And we still go down to the 0, and the 2, and the 0, and the 1, and the 3. But instead of doing a bend after this, we're going to play 0 on the A string. Then we're going to play 1 on an A string with our index finger. Then the open A. Then 3 on the E with our ring finger. And then 0 on the A again. So those 2 bars sound something like this. Now the next group of 2 bars start off the same, just as the others did. We're going to start with the 8 on the A and the 5 on the C. And now we're going to go all the way to the open C, and then we're going to play that note again. Instead of going to the 2 on the C, we just play it twice open. So let's just try that much. Now from this point, what we're going to do is we're going to play 3 on the A string. And we're going to play it again, and then we're going to stretch our pinky all the way up to 5. Now the reason I didn't tell you which finger to play with there yet is because for some people this stretch is a little difficult. So if you're able to put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string and go all the way up to the 5th fret on the A string with the pinky, I recommend doing that. But if it's more comfortable for you, it's okay to use your middle finger here on the 3rd fret of the A string to get that pinky up to 5. Then we're going to go back down to the 3, and that wraps up those 2 measures. These 2 measures sound something like this. Now the last 2 measures of section A sound something like this when we play them. So the way that we're going to start this off is with our pinky on fret 8 of the A string. We're then going to put our index finger on fret 5 of the E string, put your middle finger on 6 of the E, ring finger on 7 of the E, and then pinky on 8 of the E. As we're moving all the way up here, I really like to keep all of my fingers on so that I'm not going like this. It really helps everything to maintain more efficient when we keep all the fingers on. Now from this point, we're going to play 5 on the A with our index finger, 7 on the A with our ring, then 8 on the A with our pinky. And that ends that section. Here's what it sounds like. So now if we were to play the whole thing together, it would look and sound something like this. Now what's fun about this is it repeats a second time. So we'll play exactly that same thing one more time. And then at the end of the song, you'll notice it says section A again. It's exactly the same part repeated for a 3rd time. So try picking this with the background tracks and see how it goes as you play the melody to Uke Got Rhythm.